Hey, what's going on, everyone? Looks like the dollar's retracing. Bounced right off the 13, so is that the bullish retracement we were looking for earlier before the rejection? Looks like it came all the way back up, forming a AB bottom on the daily, closing 50% above the previous candle. Still at resistance, so we got the 8 and the 34 right there. So let's see what happens on the Monday open. Looks like tomorrow's closed, so see what happens. I'm not sure if the futures markets are closed, but we'll see. But nice bounce back into resistance. Is that a bearish retracement back into resistance? Or is that a 2-bar pattern going to carry it on up? We'll have to see. It's definitely a 2-bar reversal. Getting closer and closer. S&P, Dow, looks like the Dow is bending right over, closing on its lows today. Closing on its lows. Not good for momentum in the next session. NASDAQ closing on its lows. Nice rounding top forming. Got support lines. See if it'll hold. Let's change this to a weekly. Actually, just go back to that dollar. See where the weekly's closing. You can see the 2-bar reversal is different on the weekly. We have a dark cloud cover still. Closing 50% of the previous candle on the bearish side. Rejection of the 8. Double top. Got a double top, double top. See if that's a rejection yet. We'll find out. Nice bounce on the daily though. S&P weekly close, closing on its lows. Look out below. Looks like Sunday evening or Monday open. It's going to be a doozy. Doesn't look good. Happy Easter, everyone. The market's going to churn. Unbelievable. Weekly close on NASDAQ. Closing below the 8, so it's the start of a momentum change. The weakening of the momentum on the weekly close below the 8. See if we get a bounce off the 13, back into resistance. Do one of these back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The VIX taking off again. Let's see how that daily shot. Looks like we had a pause today on the VIX. So the VIX was a good indicator of what's going on. So stuff starts to fall over. Look for bullish retracement back into support. Still working that hanging man. Not confirmed yet. Not confirmed yet. Look for a retracement back into support on crude. Looks like we popped the 13, came into support. Anything could happen. Looks like we're a little bit more bullish on the weekly than we are on the daily. Still has a lot of room to come back into support. Use previous highs as your support on the way down. Buy into support. You got support lines the way down. Looks like 52.60, 52.50. Where this low meets this high. We got a couple of highs in here. We got a high in here. See how that works out. But that daily looks like it wants to turn. I got a hanging man that needs to confirm on the downside. It could be just a little blip into support and double back. Nothing confirmed on any kind of retracement yet. That candle is still in effect. Take out that hammer, or could it be a hammer? I think so. Watch out for previous high breaks. Look for previous low breaks on that candle, as it will define the next week. Let's see. It's coming back into supports. Let's see if support lines will hold. That long line of support there. Looks like a reverse head and shoulders forming. That right candle, the right shoulder coming all the way back in. Right over support. Pulling it back like a slingshot. Boom, rejected off the 13, back into support. Good time to buy. Coal. Make sure buying into support. Make sure support holds. It's the best part about buying into support. If support doesn't hold, your losses are very minimal. So watch your turn. I can't narrow down on where the turn is going to be, but use your intraday charts, find that turn. Maybe a spike low into support, making a hammer next candle. That would be cool. Just a slight bounce off of previous highs. Needs to stay above previous highs, bust back into previous lows, get into that next range. Shanghai Composite. Did we see a weekly close on this? Yeah, sorry. Weekly close on Shanghai. It looks like a nice little hammer right over support. Broke that trend line. Back and forth, pop, back into support. Closing a hammer. So we got a hammer here, busted through resistance, hammer, another hammer. Watch for previous high breaks as the flat top break is coming in. Nice cup and handle break. See daily. Looks like a stair step into support. Bam, 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 bam. Looks healthy. Daily looks like, I guess I was late yesterday, so the daily was already making its gap down. Nothing happened since then. Looks like it's just an indecision. Looks like it came into resistance and backed off, making a spinning top. Spinning tops are also continuations. If it's not at a top, these are continuation formations. Weekly close. Closing on its lows. I got support at 219, could fall into the gap to, let's just call it 2. Doesn't look healthy for the 10-year. Got one last line of support on the weekly chart. Let's see if it'll turn at support. We got nice gap support over here. See if it'll hold. Plus this green candle, 50% rule, right around 2. Hold 2 for next week. But it's closing on its lows, breaking previous lows. The top pattern's broken. Previous lows broken. Last week's candle's broken. Closing on its lows. Coming into a line of support all the way into 2. If you take the measured move from the pattern break, you might find your answer. Oh, imagine that. It's like clockwork. So look for support to hold at 2, see what happens there. Long-term chart, let's just look. Yeah. Looks like the bust over the 34 back into support. Find support at 2, see if support will hold. Otherwise, it might just fall over. Long-term chart says it's coming into the 8 on the, right where that support line was on the measured move. Imagine that. Nikkei, look at that. Looks like Nikkei's coming back into support. Let's take care of all my crap. That's a monthly chart. Higher lows. Making a pattern, long-term pattern. Let's see how we configure this. We need an opposing point. Looks like an ascending triangle, a descending triangle, excuse me. And looks like, you know what, let's just call it a symmetrical triangle. It looks bearish, right? Came off of support into resistance, making a lower high. Now we got a trend on the top side. And now that's coming back. Look, it's normal course. Its normal course of return is to back into the other side of the pattern. Let's make sure the pattern holds. Let's look at a weekly. Coming into support. Let's see if the midline holds at 1.8. 18. Let's just call it 18 even. Nice cross right over the resistance lines. When that 8 crosses a 13, I know momentum's dead. I know that it's a longer term downtrend. So let's see it come all the way back in. We do have a reverse head and shoulders, so there's a good line of support right around there. No. Let's fix that. That's right there. Lots of support on the way down. Weekly chart. The daily, falling off a cliff. So let's see where it holds. I got a line of support, 17.4. I have a bunch of gaps over here. It's holding at 18.2 with this pattern here. But it's broken previous highs into the range. So I'm saying that thin line of support here. We got the gap there. We got this little range here where the long-term chart says it's supported. But anywho's, daily's just falling off a cliff. So it's in no man's land right there. Nothing holding it up. Thin lines of support on that steep decline. Boom. Damn it. What's going on with you, steel? Had high hopes for you right off that cross. Got rejected big time. Broke previous lows, closing on its lows. I got levels of support at 27.50. I got gaps everywhere. Let's look at the longer term, see if we can find some support lines. 17.50. No, 27.50. So previous highs. Broke previous highs over here, breaking into the range. It looks like I got support all the way in this range here. We got previous highs over here. Let's see where it stops. Closing on its lows does not look good for the Monday open. Total rejection. I hate rejections. Pretty steep decline right there. Weak bearish retracement. Didn't even meet its natural course of return. Once it doesn't reach a natural course of return, I say, what do I say? I always say double bearish. So I should have noticed that earlier, but too late now. Boom. Got a head and shoulders top too. Look at the monthly. Monthly says it's bullish retracing. Good thing that we have a sense of looking at the monthly charts. So let's see where support holds. I got previous previous highs coming in. Nice support line at, it's breaking in the previous highs there. I got double top at 27.50. Let's see where it goes. That's a bullish retracement. Crossing over the 34 into support. Bullish retracing consolidation phase. Look for another step down into support. Maybe the 13 will hold it. Previous highs down here at 20. Closing on its lows doesn't feel good. Watch for the double back and then the swing forward as this looks like a slingshot effect. Pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it as far as you can. Boom. Let it fly. All right, silver. How do we close today? Above 1850. What? I didn't see that. What? 1850 on silver. Looks like gold's reaching at 1300, no problem here shortly. Let's go to the daily first. Silver's my favorite. Good job, silver. Closing above previous highs. I got previous high support on the long-term chart. Looks like previous highs into 13. Let's see if we can get the 13 Sunday night, and then we'll probably retrace this large breakout, because that's practically just straight up. So let's watch for a retracement on Monday. It's still running. We got 4 minutes to the actual close. Let's come back to this and see what kind of candle we close. That's my question. It looks like a hanging man, but pretty good burst out of the gates. Let's see it. Let's see it come back into support. 1260. Bam, 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 bam. Let's see how we close in a few minutes. Silver. Nice reverse head and shoulders, busting out. Closing above 1850. Previous highs. That should have just busted out of there. Just really tight and sweet, but it didn't. Look for any kind of blowback. It's been building, building, building all day, it looks like. Let's see how we closed on the hourly. Looks like a bearish retracement. It's a flag pattern into resistance. Look for support levels to come back in. It's a pretty steep line there. Look for that to just come back into support, see what happens. Anything could happen, but the pressure of open interest, I bet you, is just holding this thing back. Quite honestly, that launching pad should have broke out pretty short. There should have been no question at all once it started breaking previous highs. That previous high break, it should have just, boom. That's the launching pad I always talk about. Right over the 34 into support. Previous high breaks. We'll see what happens on Sunday night. I'm not sure if the futures market will be open tomorrow or not. I'm not sure. Half day. I don't know how they work it. Let's watch for Sunday night blowout. But the short term says a little retracement, so let's be prepared for that. Unless it just hits an abnormal amount of volume for previous high breaks. I do have higher lows, but that's a flag pattern into resistance. Broke down. I got the cross. I broke down into resistance. Although if we close 2 minutes from now above the 13, I'll have to change my attitude. But, patterns do break. flat top break on gold is necessary. It's an hourly chart. All right, let's come back to this in a second. Copper. Copper long-term chart was the reverse head and shoulders. Or was that something else? What am I thinking about? Yeah. Reverse head and shoulders. Let that right shoulder come in. Let it slingshot back over. It's the bullish retracement back into support. I got support lines. It's breaking almost. I got the cross. Let it come into support. Previous highs say below the 34 in and around 230. So let it consolidate over the 34, see what happens. Daily. That's a bearish retracement. Broke down. Looks like it's coming down. Weekly close. Previous low breaks into previous highs, bounce off the previous highs. Let it come on back in. It's doing a back and forth thing right now. What happened? So gold just picked up a few paces there. No, it didn't. What happened on silver? Oh, drop below 1850. Painting the tape. Thanks, guys. Right below 1850. Just to be a technical prick. All right, so let's watch for Sunday. Everything looks good. Maybe just a little retracement back into support on the short term. Weekly close. Closing at previous highs. Let's get that lift off. And that's more like it right there, gold. Breaking previous highs and just shooting. Nice reverse head and shoulders. Let's take a measured move. Let's take that neckline. Where's that neckline? Right there. There you go. Measured move on the break. Onwards and upward. Looks like 1450. Let's see how it works out. This should be kicking ass. It's out of the gates. It's ready to move. Out of the gates and ready to move. 1425. That's my mark. You guys can keep me to it. Just a simple old measured move. And reverse head and shoulders can go 2.5 times. So one measured move, two measured moves, then you get the point. But let's take one measured move at a time to see what happens. Now you can see that bullish retracement confirming on the monthly chart. Over the 34, back into support, breaking back over the 34 and boom, boom time. Taking out this previous high break, no problem. Let's take the first measured move, 1425, here we come. And silver closing above the 8 so far. Big resistance at that 1850 mark. You can see the previous lows here, 1850. Previous highs over here, 1850. The whipsaw over 1850. Boom, boom. All the way down the line. 1850 is the mark. We are right there on silver. Let's break into previous lows. Let's ride that range up. Looks like 24 is the mark. And then 26 potential. Boom, boom. Very exciting. GDX, everything came back into support today. So kind of depressing. Kind of depressing for the miners. And JNUG, just a piece of crap. Thanks for the explanation on the JNUG. I'm not into fundamentals or any of the other stuff. I just do technical. So I appreciate it. I'm not an analytical guy. I'm a technical guy. That's a huge falling star right there. Let's see where support holds. But anywho's daily charts on those coming back into support. JNUG. Nugget's doing so much better. Watch the retracement on Nugget. There's GDX coming back into support. And then GDX, watch that come back into the 34 and bullish retracing. I got support line at 23.50. Put your orders in just above that. See if it'll come down and grab you. Lots of potential right there. I think AG was up. On a spinning top, look for that to come back into support as well. Bitcoin, let's not forget Bitcoin. And as I suspected, that rounding top coming over the 8, coming back into support on the bullish retracing. A reverse head and shoulders off the top here. Let it come back into support. Looks like it bounced. And it still has room to come in. So watch for that. And then AG. And let's see how NAK over the 34 back into support on daily close. Let's see how we're doing on the weekly. Hit resistance, came back in. Looks like it has plenty of room to come back into previous highs. So that's the first hit on resistance on the weekly. Let it consolidate a little bit more, get above that 8 and close above the 8. Over the 8 into support on the 8. That's the move we're looking for, that inverted hammer over the 8. That's the move, that's the move. USLV. That's a nice little chart right there. Got to keep your eyes on this USLV. Is that 3 times long silver? Boom, that looks like a monster right there. Reverse head and shoulders confirmation, flat top break at 1725. Boom, boom. Can't wait. Let's look at some uranium since the war is coming in. I've got support levels holding on weekly. Inverted hammer over support right there. Let's see if it'll, yeah. Anything could happen. Take out that inverted hammer. Looks like I got resistance rejection on UEC on the weekly, but it's got higher lows. Let's see if we can cross that 813 next week. And this one should be a good move. It's coming, that rounded bottom there. See the inverted hammer over support? Do not miss that inverted hammer over support. See the pop come into support. It's not a perfect inverted hammer. It's got that action though. Pop, come into support. You got that little wick. It doesn't make it an inverted hammer anymore, but you got the pop into support. Take previous high breaks, take a ride. Well, I saw HL was doing really good today. Boom, boom, right off support. Looks like a bullish candle. Look for any kind of retracement back into support. I got 13 support, 8 support, come back into support. I got a line of support here. And we definitely have a pattern forming. Nice whipsaw. Looks good. See if it'll break outside that other side of the pattern, or is it going to whipsaw like it did down here? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Let it wind up. It's a nice weekly chart so far. What else we got? I got nothing on this list actually. Let's look at Apple. Let's see. Let's go short. Come on, guys. That's a 3-bar pattern, a no-brainer. Take previous lows and take a ride. That is a no-brainer 3-bar pattern at the top. No-brainer. Look at that falling star. Confirmed. Look for, you got support on previous highs. Take previous lows. Take a ride. Damn. I wish I had $1 million. Oh, yeah. Go short across the board. There's a falling star right there on Google. See the 2-bar pattern confirmed. Into support, back into resistance, made a try over, and then in falling star, and look, take previous low breaks. Damn. Market does not look good overall. Be prepared, guys. Buy some physical silver and gold, by the way. Don't count on these miners to just make us all wealthy, rich. Buy some tangibles. These are all paper assets. These are all printed paper contracts. These are all bull. Open interest on all the miners has got to be huge. So be careful out there. Looks like the turn in the market's in. You heard it here. I'll see you guys. Appreciate everyone.